Hello friends, today we will discuss about pharmacodynamics, factors modifying drug action and combined effect of drugs, synergism and antagonism, and our main objectives will be to give a brief introduction about pharmacodynamics, to study in detail about factors modifying action of drugs, to understand the concept of drug tolerance, to study the combined effect of drugs, to understand synergism and antagonism, and to study about chemical significance of drug antagonism. So, first and foremost, an introduction about pharmacodynamics. Pharmacodynamics is the study of the biochemical and physiological effects of drugs, especially pharmaceutical drugs, on the body of animals, including humans, or on microorganisms within or on the body. It is the field that attempts to understand the mechanism of drug action, unintended effects of the use of two or more drugs, with particular emphasis on dose-response relationships. Pharmacodynamics, abbreviated as PD, is the study of how a drug affects an organism, whereas pharmacokinetics, abbreviated as PK, is the study of how the organism affects the drug. Both together influence dosing, benefit, and adverse effects. After discussing about pharmacodynamics, we will now discuss about the factors modifying drug action. On administration of a drug, a predicted response is obtained, but sometimes individuals may vary considerably in their responsiveness. Some may show less than the usual response and some may show more than the usual response. Variation in response to same dose of drug between different patients or even in the same patient on different occasions is rule rather than exception. A multitude of host and environmental factors influence drug response. Understanding of these factors can guide choice of appropriate drug and dose for individual patient. These factors modify drug action either quantitatively or qualitatively. Quantitatively, plasma concentration, the action of the drug is increased or decreased. Qualitatively, the type of response is altered, for example, drug allergy. Various factors modify action of drugs. They are discussed as follows: physiological factors, psychological factors, pathological factors, genetic factors, environmental factors, and combined effect of drugs or interaction with other drugs. First one is physiological factors. Various physiological factors which modify action of drugs are age, body weight, sex, food, allergy, drug addiction, temperature, metabolic disturbances, and cumulative effect. Age. The four important stages of life, infancy, childhood, adulthood, and old age, shows a great physiological difference. A drug produces greater and more prolonged effects at extremes of age. The infants do not have well-developed drug metabolic machinery and have lower glomerular filtration rate, hence drugs administered gets very slowly metabolized and excreted, resulting in toxic effects of the drug. For example, administration of chloramphenicol may lead to grey baby syndrome because of inadequate glycouronidation of chloramphenicol, resulting in drug accumulation. In old age, due to wear and tear of body tissues, the metabolism and excretion gets affected. Hence, the dose required for children and elderly patients should be calibrated to avoid toxic effects. The doses of the drugs can be calculated by using following formulae: Young's formula and Dilling's formula. Body weight. The normal doses of the drugs are decided by considering 70 kg body weight as the normal body weight of an adult. However, such doses fail miserably for abnormally thin or excessively obese patients and children. Hence, for them, the dose is calculated on the basis of body weight by using Hamburger's formula. Sex. Females are delicate in physical as well as physiological way as compared to males. Due to smaller body size, they require lesser dose as compared to the males. As females have to pass through delicate conditions of life like pregnancy, lactation, the drugs should be very carefully administered as response may vary in these situations. Food. Drugs are better absorbed in empty stomach. To prevent gastric irritation, most drugs are taken after or between foods, which affects the outcomes. Allergy. Allergy is the abnormal response of drug resulting from antigen-antibody reaction leading to liberation of histamine and histamine-like substances. Therefore, there may be skin rash and fall of blood pressure. Penicillin may produce anaphylactic shock, that is, sudden fall of blood pressure in allergic patient but not in normal patients. Drug addiction or drug dependence. Drug dependence is a state of periodic or chronic intoxication which is harmful to person and society. It becomes almost impossible to carry out normal physical functions without the drug. Temperature. Hypothermia decreases the potency and efficacy of certain drugs. The therapeutic index of certain drugs is narrowed during hypothermia. Metabolic disturbances. Metabolic disturbances like changes in pH, water, and temperature can influence action of certain drugs. For example, antipyretics like paracetamol can lower body temperature only in presence of hyperpyrexia, that is, increased body temperature. Cumulative effect. Certain drugs on repeated administration get accumulated in the body due to slower excretion and produce toxicity. This phenomenon is called accumulation. For example, chloroquine on prolonged action may cause retinal damage. The dose of drugs which show cumulative effect should be calibrated to avoid the complications. Number 2 is psychological factors. The efficacy of drugs can greatly vary by patients' beliefs, attitudes, and expectations. This is particularly applicable to centrally acting drugs. Placebo, an inert substance given as medicine, works psychologically than pharmacologically and is found extremely useful in controlling certain psychological aggravations of disorders like angina, insomnia, etc. Substances commonly used as placebo are lactose tablets or capsules and distilled water injections. Number 3 is pathological factors or diseases. Diseases cause individual variation in drug response. Certain drugs are only effective in diseased conditions. These include antipyretics like aspirin and paracetamol, which do not reduce temperature in case of healthy individuals. If the organs through which biotransformation or excretion takes place are diseased, then smaller dose is indicated. For example, in case of renal insufficiency, phenobarbital, mainly excreted by the kidneys, should be given in smaller dose. Number 4 is genetic factors. Pharmacogenetics is the study of the relationship between genetic factors and drug response. Genetic abnormalities influence the dose of a drug and response to drugs. Idiosyncrasy is the abnormal drug reaction due to genetic disorder. These are rare but very harmful. It is the unpredictable response seen on the first dose of the drug on hereditary basis. For example, glucose 6-phosphate deficiency or G6PD in RBCs lead to hemolysis upon exposure to some oxidizing agents like primaquine, quinine, etc. Number 5 is environmental factors. Various environmental factors which modify action of drugs are route of drug administration, time and frequency of drug administration, effect of climate, preparation of drug, age of drug, and drug tolerance. Route of drug administration. Route of drug administration governs the speed and intensity of drug response. Faster the drug absorption, quicker will be the therapeutic response of the drug. In general, the rapidity of absorption of a drug decreases with route of administration in the following order: intravenous, followed by intramuscular, followed by subcutaneous and oral routes. Thus, in general, intravenous dose of a drug is required in smaller amount and is rapidly absorbed than its intramuscular or subcutaneous or oral dose. Time and frequency of drug administration. It has been observed that endogenous body clock, circadian cycle may affect the response of the drug. For example, the hypnotic drugs require lesser dose to induce sleep during the night as compared to during daytime. Biological half-life of a drug, that is, the time required for the blood level to drop down to 50% of the initial peak level, is the main factor governing frequency of drug administration. Effect of climate. Metabolism is low in hot and humid climate. Purgatives act better in summer while diuretics act better in winters. Preparation of drug. Drugs in solid forms disintegrate slowly. Onset of action is rapid when drug is given in liquid form. Age of drug. Action of a drug may be modified if kept for longer durations. Outdated tetracyclines give rise to excretion of amino acids in urine. Chloroform and carbon tetrachloride become toxic if kept for longer durations. Drug tolerance. Reduction in the response due to continued use or repeated administration of drug is called drug tolerance. Reduction in response may be due to the change in absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion, leading to the decreased effective concentration of drug at the site of action. Examples include use of morphine. Person is initially responsive. If continued, changes occur at cellular and pharmacokinetic level, reducing the action. Thus, one has to increase the dose of drug to overcome. Tachyphylaxis is the fast development of acute tolerance when the drug is given repeatedly at short intervals of time. We will now discuss about combined effect of drugs. It is usual for patients to receive a number of drugs at the same time. When two or more drugs are given simultaneously or in quick succession, they may be either indifferent to each other or exhibit synergism or antagonism. Drug combinations have been envisaged by many to be a promising approach to treat complex diseases such as cancer. Drug combinations can produce synergism, antagonism. First one is synergism. Synergism comes from a Greek word synergon, which means to work together. When action of one drug is facilitated or increased by the other, they are said to be synergistic. In a synergistic pair, both the drugs can have the action in the same direction, or given alone, one may be inactive but still enhance the action of the other when given together. Synergism can be classified into two types: additive synergism, supraadditive synergism, or potentiation. Additive synergism. In additive synergism, the resulting effect of the two drugs is the algebraic sum of their individual effects. Additive drug effects occur if two drugs with the same effect, when given together, produce an effect that is equal in magnitude to the sum of the effects when the drugs are given individually. Effect of drugs A and B is equal to effect of drug A plus effect of drug B. Examples of additive synergism are as follows. Aspirin and paracetamol act synergistically as an analgesic and antipyretic. Ephedrine and theophylline act synergistically as bronchodilator. Supraadditive synergism. Enhancement of effect of one agent by another so that the combined effect is more than the sum of their individual effects is called supraadditive synergism. The effect of combination is greater than the individual effect of the components. Effect of drugs A plus B is greater than effect of drug A plus effect of drug B. In this case, one agent has no effect when given alone but increase the effect of other co-administered drug. For example, sulfonamide effective against some microorganisms when combined with trimethoprim is effective against a wide range of microorganisms. Antagonism. When one drug decreases or abolishes the action of another, they are said to be antagonistic. Effect of drug A plus B is less than effect of drug A plus effect of drug B. Usually in an antagonistic pair, one drug is inactive as such but decreases the effect of the other. Depending on the mechanism involved, antagonism may be physical antagonism, chemical antagonism, physiological or functional antagonism, and receptor antagonism. Physical antagonism is based on the physical properties of drugs. For example, charcoal absorbs alkaloids and can prevent their absorption and is used in alkaloidal poisonings. Chemical antagonism. The two drugs react chemically and form an inactive product. For example, sodium bicarbonate reacts chemically with gastric HCl and neutralizes it, and hence used in the treatment of hyperacidity. Physiological or functional antagonism. The two drugs act on different receptors or by different mechanisms but have opposite obvious effects on the same physiological function, that is, have pharmacological effects in opposite direction. For example, glucagon and insulin on blood sugar level. Receptor antagonism. In receptor antagonism, one drug called antagonist blocks the receptor action of the other drug called agonist. This is a very important mechanism of drug action because physiological signal molecules act through their receptors, blockade of which can produce specific and often profound pharmacological effects. Receptor antagonism can be competitive or non-competitive. Competitive or reversible antagonism. In this type of antagonism, the agonist and antagonist compete with each other in a reversible fashion for the same receptor. The extent of antagonism will depend on the relative number of receptors occupied by the two compounds. The antagonist is chemically similar to the agonist, competes with it, and binds to the same site to the exclusion of the agonist molecule. Because the antagonist has affinity but no intrinsic activity, the response is produced and the log dose response curve DRC is shifted to the right. Non-competitive or irreversible antagonism. In this type of antagonism, an antagonist inactivates the receptor in such a way so that the effective complex with agonist cannot be formed irrespective of the concentration of the agonist. The non-competitive antagonist binds irreversibly to the receptor site or to another site that inhibits the response to the agonist. The antagonist is chemically unrelated to the agonist, binds to a different allosteric site to altering the receptor in such a way that it is unable to combine with the agonist or unable to transduce the response so that the downstream chain of events are uncoupled. Because the agonist and antagonist are combining with different sites, there is no competition between them. Even high agonist concentration is unable to reverse the block completely. Increasing concentrations of the antagonist progressively flatten the agonist DRC. Chemical significance of drug antagonism is it helps in correcting adverse effects of drugs. It is useful in treating drug poisoning, organophosphate compounds with atropine. It helps in predicting drug combinations with reduced drug efficacy. Dear students, this brings us to the end of the lecture on pharmacodynamics, factors modifying drug action and combined effect of drugs, synergism and antagonism. Hope you have enjoyed. Have a nice day.